Now this is the African dream. When you look behind me, you can see this development happening that is bringing together the diaspora and continental Africans. This is the coming together of men from Africa and from the diaspora to create something great, to create something that will be a legacy known as Sanbra City. And Sanbra in Twi means return, come back. This is a development that is for you, for the diaspora community, and for you, continental Africans, to have a place that you can call home right here in Ghana. So let's talk to the men behind this project. So we're sitting here on site of the Sanbra City that is being built, and it's a collaborative effort between Earn Your Leisure, Chakabars, and real estate development men here in Ghana who've come together to do something really special, creating something for the diaspora and for continental Africans to be able to have a place that they can live comfortably with high standards. You guys have really come together and done something great. Welcome back to Ghana.
Thank you. Good to be back. Thank you.
I want to know how this all came together.
Yeah, it's we had an idea to bridge the gap between America and Ghana, and we wanted to see what was the best way to go about it. So real estate was something that seemed like that makes a lot of sense. Like if we could actually have places for people to invest in real estate, live, have a property that they can live part-time, Airbnb it out. That would be great. And as we were thinking about that, Ghana was a country that has been a country that's been on the rise as far as their visibility in the world, but especially in the diaspora for the last 9-10 years. So when we got introduced to Kwame and Alvin, real estate developers that are from Ghana, they already had that same vision. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. Our vision was their vision, and they had the land already. So we just sat down, had a conversation about it, and one thing led to the next, and we formed a partnership.
And you said something really key here. You said they had the land already, and then you worked together, because there's this myth going around that the land was given to you guys, 200 acres was given to you guys by the Ghanaian government.
Yeah, no, we never spoke to anybody at the Ghanaian government. No disrespect to the Ghanaian government, but they were not involved in this project at all. So I'm not really sure how that actual story got started. Mm-hmm. But no, there's no truth to that. They had the land. They private real estate developers. They actually have a lot of land in Ghana. This is just one of the plots of land that they have. They have other land, beachfront properties, a bunch of stuff. So this was land that they already had privately purchased. Has nothing to do with any government subsidy or any government assistance.
Good. I'm glad you said that. Now, I want to know what made you decide on Ghana, of all the African countries. Why Ghana? I know you mentioned briefly about it being on the rise with the diaspora, but something could be on the rise, but maybe it doesn't sit well with you. But why Ghana in the first place? Well,
when we came out here, we just felt the love. Everybody's so friendly, very laid back. It's so much going on as far as development. Like I said, they have the spotlight. It's a stable government. It's safe. Checked off a lot of boxes. Mm-hmm. Relatively close to America as far as on the coastline of the west coast of Africa. That's important too for travel. It's quicker than some other countries that may be more to the east or more to the south. So yeah, from that standpoint, Ghana was one of these places that made a lot of sense. And then the relationships, really. Life is about relationships. So making those relationships, coming here the first time and establishing that, keeping it going, that's one of the main reasons.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly is being built? Are they individual homes? Are they apartments, townhouses?
It's a mix between apartments, townhouses, and villas. And then there's going to be commercial property as well, stores, pharmacies, stuff like that. So yeah, whole community. That's the idea. The idea is to have a whole community. We have a pool. We have a dog park. We're going to have a farm. Mm-hmm. So we really want to make it a community cultural center So everything that you can imagine that you would need, and different price points, different living accommodations, everything from a 1-bedroom to a five bedroom. So, you know, and everything in between.
Okay. And so this is a gated community, or because some people are saying it's its own city, but it's a gated community, right?
Yeah, it's a gated community.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how can people be a part of this? If somebody's watching and they're like, I want to buy.
Sanbra City, Ghana.com is where you can get all the information, and then Sanbra City, Ghana on Instagram as well. So you can follow the page, you can go to the website, you get all the information from there.
Okay. And are you offering payment plans? Because in Ghana, a lot of times people have to pay cash up front.
We do have a mortgage system that's we worked out. That's something I think is a little bit unusual for most of the Ghanaian purchases. It's not done like that. It's either payment system or it's a payment plan, or they just pay in full cash. So we have worked with some local banks to actually establish a mortgage. People in America are more familiar with that. But then, of course, you could pay in cash as well. So yeah, there's different payment options.
Okay. When is the expected completion date of the project?
The first phase, we should have units up by April.
April? We're in February.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're moving quick. So
yeah.
That's not the entire project,
okay.
But that's the first units will be up by April, and then we're going to just keep working through. But yeah, we'll start to have units up and livable by April. Well, probably it'll be up by April. Maybe by summer, let's just say summer, they'll be able to actually be moved in.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. With plans to have the first units up by April or May, I wanted to hear more from the real estate developer about this project. So Alvin, it is so good to see you. I know it's been a few years since I've seen you. We've known each other for a few years now.
Yeah.
And I first want to say, well done over the years. You've been very much involved when it comes to projecting African culture through music, through the arts, through entertainment. You've been doing a lot behind the scenes that people don't even really know. So I just want to make sure that I commend you for everything you've done.
Thank you, I really appreciate that.
And it's good to see that you ventured out into this real estate area. I think your family already had a lot of land in real estate already, so I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, my father is a real estate appraiser, so he basically taught me everything about real estate early years of my life.
That's good.
And I worked with him for like maybe a year or so. And he basically, that's where the love for real estate came from. I stepped away from it for a while, but we were always going to go back to it. We just wanted to make sure we did it the right way.
And is this your first project?
No, we have other projects in East Legon, in Tema, but this is our first large-scale project, yes.
And how many acres are you working on right now?
For now, the first phase, we have about 300 acres, but in total, we're probably going to close about 500. But the first phase, 300 acres, yes, is what we're working with.
Wow. And with that 300 acres, how is it all divided up with respect to the types of units that you're building?
To be fair, this whole project started out with us trying to venture into affordable housing. So what people don't know is about 2018-19, Kwame and I raised about $5 billion for affordable housing.
5 million?
Billion.
Billion?
Yeah.
You raised $5 billion for affordable housing in Ghana?
And not just Ghana, and to be built across Africa. And we lost all of it, so it went to zero. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. We overcame. It's we're here now.
Was it like in a market?
No, there was just a lot of red tape and moving parts and certain things I can't say on camera, but a lot of things just happened that didn't see that dream come true. But also took us back to the drawing board on how we should recalibrate and rework the strategy. So the main idea is to fulfill the affordable housing deficit, but in order to do that, we had to tap into the luxury market. So actually, once we sell some of these units, a percentage of that goes towards another affordable housing city that we're building.
Okay.
To basically make sure that we're going to try and close a deficit of 2.5 million in terms of housing as much as possible.
That's amazing.
And we're going to try.
That's amazing. And which areas are you looking at for the affordable housing?
Mostly here in Boteman, because this is where we have not our largest piece of land. We also have about 1,000 acres in an area not too far from Medina. So we're still trying to figure out what the strategy and planning would be, but definitely there'll be some here and some in Medina.
Okay, that's really good. I'm really happy to hear this. I did not expect to hear this part of the story.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many moving parts, right? And it's just like, we hear so much about the project sometimes, and it's interesting because some people have no idea what this is or where it came from. But it's okay because I think it comes as distractions as well. So we just really want to just focus and get it done, and then we'll probably sit down and run people through what it was like. That's why when you reached out, I thought maybe it was a good time because of all the press it was getting, and I said, let me just debunk some of the things. I probably won't address everything today, but I'll address what's needed to be addressed for now. So yeah.
Okay, and so what brought you guys together?
In terms of the partners,
Yes.
it's interesting. It's just a lot of moving parts. So I met Chakabars probably about almost a decade ago. And at the time, we had an affordable housing factory in Tema, and we were going to start working on figuring out how to do affordable housing. And I remember bringing Shaka to this land site, and there was nothing here. It was just dirt roads and dust, and that's how I was able to tell if a person is a visionary or not, because he saw it and was like, "Oh, this is amazing. Let's whatever you need."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, this guy's crazy too. Like, he's insane." Because it was literally just imagine like it's in Ghana, we bring you to a piece of land, there's only dirt roads and nothing around it, and you don't even know where you are.
Yeah.
And we just maintained a friendship, and every year we would check in on how we're going to build this, mythical city. And we were working on raising capital. We raised the money, and then we lost it, and then we just kept going. And then I do some work for the Philadelphia Eagles. We actually have a consultancy firm that consults for the Eagles because they made Accra the sister city for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I heard about that.
Exactly. So we were responsible for that campaign. So I was at training camp for the Eagles, and then someone sent me a text saying you should go to InvestFest and check it out. You should go just to see what it is. I had no idea what Earn Your Leisure was. I hadn't been on social media, so I had no context. But anything about investing and anything about Black people congregating in one place, I thought that was a great idea. So I went to check it out. And when I got there, it was, and I've said this so many times, I feel like, to me personally, I feel like that's what the year of return should have been. Black people coming back home to congregate and make money together, as opposed to, and I can't really say that because I'm also responsible for the party side of year of return, so I'm kind of caught in the middle. But I was just blown away by InvestFest. It was the most amazing thing I've seen in a very long time, in terms of what they had been able to build from their basement. Having all these people come and congregate and also have Black people dialogue amongst themselves about money, without it being negative or without it being like, I saw people do deals without contracts. I'm not saying do a deal without a contract, but I'm just saying that's how much brotherhood and camaraderie was that's how the energy was at InvestFest. So came back inspired, spoke to my business partner Tuyee and Kwame and said, yo, this InvestFest thing is amazing. I would love to somehow, get connected to these guys and figure it out. And I left it at that. I didn't know, this was, I came back to Ghana, I was minding my business, going about everything. And December 2023, I get a text from Shaka. He says, yo, my boys from Earn Your Leisure are gonna be in Ghana, and I think you should meet them. And I was like, oh, Shaka, this is actually ordained, because I was actually thinking about connecting with these guys. So we all, set up a meeting. I waited for them to party and finish getting dirty.
Dirty December.
And then I remember vividly, we all met at Moving Pick on the 3rd of January, 2024. And we met around like noon, came to the land. By 3 p.m., there was a napkin on the table. We assigned Sanbra City on a gentleman's agreement. And that was basically history in the making.
And here we are.
And that's how it started, yeah.
Amazing. And Sanbra City, I know everybody's going to say Sanbra City when you see it spelled, but it's like in tree, Sanbra.
Yeah.
Come back, return.
Come back, return, yes.
Yeah, that's really great.
Thank you.
I like that. And with all the people coming together on this project, we see where it's at right now. When do you think this will be finished?
I think the first phase of the first 40 units will be done in May. Probably in April, but just to be on the safe side in May. But we'll have the next 100 units done in November. So by November, people can actually move into those 100 units.
Fantastic.
But the total 421 units will be done in 2027.
Amazing.
Where everyone can move in, yeah.
And what's the price range?
You have houses from 180,000 US to about 450,000, which I think is fair in terms of the market in Ghana. I know there are villas going for 750,000 US and 1.5 million, so I know the price points are fair. And we've also struck very personal and direct mortgage and relationships with some banks to give people really competitive mortgage rates as well. So I think our mortgage rates are now 11%. Specifically for Sanbra City. So that's also a great rate because usually in Ghana, mortgage rates are like 20 something. So that's also a good plus for buying from us. But I think overall, just the energy around the project and the reason why we're doing it is great.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. What percentage is already sold?
In the first phase, I think we have about, I would say 50% of the first phase sold. But to be fair with you, like the database is about maybe 5,000 to 6,000 people now, and a lot of contracts have gone out, and I'm probably sure we're going to be sold out soon.
I mean, with all the press that you've gotten, whether it was negative, positive, misinformation.
No such thing as bad press.
Misinformation, yeah, it all
No such thing.
gave you guys, attention.
Yeah.
So people are inquiring about it, wondering what this is all about. So in the end, even when there was misinformation, it got you the publicity.
And I'm sorry for you getting attacked online. I know that they came for you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I apologize for that.
I had people coming for me saying, you don't know what you're talking about. One guy was like, I have family in Ghana, and they've confirmed that the government is really involved. And I'm like, you're telling me that you think you know because you have family in Ghana? I'm like, I live here. I used to work for the government. I know the government didn't give anything. So I'm like, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, and I know the guys personally as well. So at a point, I just decided,
it's interesting because I've had people that have come up to me to talk to me about Sanbra City, and they don't know I'm a part of it. So I've had people tell me I'm wrong about it. So it's interesting.
This whole experience made me think about how celebrities, when there's like wrong information about them out there, and they might be trying to fight it out, but then it becomes pointless because
it's pointless because I remember like a girl told me once that I had no idea what I was talking about with Sanbra City. Like she was like adamant, and I was like, you know what, you're probably right. You're probably right. You probably know more than me, so it's cool. I'm not trying to fight you, but I really think you should buy a house though. That's what I said. So yeah, she should buy a house.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Alvin, for taking the time to chat about this project.
I usually wouldn't do an interview, so I appreciate you even asking me to do it. But usually the answer would be no.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Chakabars. This has been a really great day. I just love what you guys have all come together to do. And I'm hearing that you were kind of the connector.
I mean, I've been coming to Ghana now since 2016. And before the whole year of return started.
Yes.
Because the year of return is almost like COVID, like nothing is the same after. So you have to use the context of
before and after.
Before and after.
Yeah.
And when I was coming here before, I saw some really great potential, but the main thing for me is that the culture of the Ghanaians is so welcoming. And like I got a Kwaba all the way from the airport to where I was staying to when I left. And because of that, I wanted to just keep coming back. And so I did. And we built a school out in Akosombo. That was a project.
Yes,
that
I remember that.
Fuse and myself and Lowell Deng and a few of his brothers were working on. So we built the school, we finished it, but the project didn't exactly go to plan. And the people that we built it with basically wanted it to be like a missionary school. And we didn't want that. We wanted it to be like a technology school.
Yeah.
So while all this process is happening, I met Alvin, and Alvin was like, yo, so what are we going to do together? The first thing he said was when we saw me, what are we going to do together? He's like, you don't have all of this social capital for no reason. We need to do something with that. And then since knowing him, I'm like, well, you don't have all of this business genius for no reason. We need to do something together. So while Year of Return was going on, we just saw Ghana basically turning into a new Miami or a new Vegas, right? And that was frustrating us because everybody wants to come here and party, but very few people wanted to come here and build. It's like, oh, you know, I just got back, and everybody is just coming, basically exploiting the water in Ghana, exploiting the electricity in Ghana, exploiting the culture, essentially, the welcoming culture, turning it into a sleepless place for like 3 weeks and then disappearing and not coming back to the next year.
Yeah.
And so when we saw the Year of Return, me and Alvin said, well, let's build the City of Return. And we said it in jest, like we said it like, yeah. But then a few years ago, I said to Alvin, hey bro, like I know Rashad and Troy and they have this thing called InvestFest in the USA, and he's like, yo, I just went to InvestFest. I've been meaning to connect with those guys. And I'm like, they're my guys, like, let's do something together. So it was as easy as having a conversation with us all together, and then them coming here and us showing them the land that we have. And then all it was connecting a market in the US, in the UK, in the diaspora to Ghana. And since then, ever since then, it's been, I mean, I say it's been smooth sailing. We've had our obstacles, but it's happening really fast. Like the construction that you see here has only been going on for 67 days.
That's it?
That's it. Like literally, when I was here, the last time I was here in November, they had just like broken ground. So I've got videos where it's just, everything's just dirt. And then a few months before that, there was literally nothing here. And when Alvin first brought me up here, there was no highway here. That highway that you see out there, that's a new highway. So this development has happened very fast. And it's, you know, progress and success love speed. So we're moving in that energy.
So when do you expect everybody to move in?
This is phase one, right? So phase one will be completed by May, maybe April. Phase two is 100 homes. So we're doing 40 homes now. Phase two is 100 homes, and the first 100 homes will be done by October, November. So by this next December, there'll be 100 residents living in here. Then we move on to the greater phases. So we're going to build 420 homes in total, and 5,000 apartments, like affordable homes as well. So the point is that Alvin and Kwame already have taken me to Trisaco and showed me their affordable housing solutions equipment, and they've spent like 20 million euros on 3D house printing equipment so they can build a house very cheaply, and people can move into the house for around $15,000 to $20,000 with a mortgage. So they'll have their own apartment. So this luxury housing thing is just to service the bottom line, so that we can actually focus on local Ghanaians being able to own their own home forever, like in perpetuity. So it's going to be a 5-year project, and across the course of the 5 years, people will be moving in. We've got to build malls, schools, salons, and all of the amenities that people would ever need or want. So people will be moving in. It'll be a rollout over stages. So I'd say the first 100 homes will have people in by the end of the year.
Fantastic. Well done. Well done. And anybody who knows Chakabars knows all about his fruits and roots. And I want to know, you being part of this project, is there going to be a farm here? Is going to be access to fresh vegetation, vegetables, fruits?
Yeah, so we've really thought about everything. There's on my lane, so there's Shaka Zulu Avenue at the back there, and then right next to it is vegan agriculture. So there we'll be growing enough food for everybody in the city to get some fresh produce. And then also there'll be places there for people to grow their own stuff if they want to grow their own stuff. And then I'll have a heavy influence in the mall as to the produce in the mall. And we're going to plant all mango trees around here as well. So we're going to try and make it as beautiful and natural as possible. And I think my involvement really is going to be the health, fitness, wellness, the bike lane, the trim trail, and those type of things. But also, as a Pan-African, my involvement is trying to make this a very integrating project for local population and for the diaspora, because the diaspora want to come home and feel welcome, and then the local people don't want to feel like we're trying to live separate from them, or we're trying to be colonizers with black and brown faces. So for me, that is the most important thing, aside from the health and the wellness and all that stuff, is actually making the people who are coming back home feel like they are really a part of home, and making people who already are from here, making them feel like they are included and they are listened to, and you know, they didn't give me this for no reason.
Yes, because you became a citizen. You became a citizen. You're one of the people who, how does it feel to officially have that green passport?
You know, I didn't think about it when it was happening, but now it's happened. I came here the other day, and the woman at the security in the airport, she was like, the immigration, she was like, why are you smiling so much? And I said to her, this for the first time is me coming back home to Africa as an African, and I'd never have to leave again. And I think a lot of people say that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams because we can drive around in European-owned vehicles and have designer clothes, etc., etc. But our ancestors, when they left, they weren't trying to become European or seek European validation. They were trying to get back home. So for me, that's the deepest thing, is that I've got back home, and not only have I got back home, I've been welcomed home.
Beautiful. And you have. This is your home. Ghana's your home. And you're also a home in Congo.
Yes, I have a home in Congo. I can't go there but right now because they bombed the airport and the airport's closed. So I'm a Ghanaian. I'm home.
But kudos to all the work that you're doing there as well.
Respect.
Because that is something that, you know, you brought a lot of attention. People who are not aware through following you have gotten a lot more information about it. Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing, and I wish that it would change. And I don't know how it's going to change. Like, what do you think the solutions are?
While people still want tech, and Congo continues to have the system that it has, it's not going to stop, it's going to get worse, unfortunately. So that's why we're here in Ghana doing something positive.
And thank you for what you're doing.
Respect. Bless.
Thank you.
Sanbra City is more than just buildings. It's a movement. This is the coming together of members of the diaspora community with Ghanaians to build something great. Whether you're returning home, or you're planting brand new roots, or you're simply investing in your legacy, this is your chance to be part of something special. This is Sanbra City in Accra, Ghana, and I thank you for watching this episode. I'll see you next time.